Back to school is busy enough. The last thing you need is shopping that makes it harder. Whether you're moving into a dorm, your first apartment, or just getting organized for the semester, Wayfair makes it easy to get everything you need in one place. Furniture, bedding, storage, decor, study essentials, all at prices you'll love, with fast shipping before move-in day. Get everything you need for back-to-school season. Shop Wayfair.com today.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole fam.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
Yeah, we loud, yeah, we gritty. I'm a little frustrated, but I still love my city. Yeah, north side, south side, west, we united.
When Aegon limped them 20 yards to go slap his brother and yell, "I'm alive," best part of the whole season. Season 3 House of Dragons was low-key decent.
People were sleeping on that show when it first came out. I told everybody, this was a banker.
Mm-hmm.
People thought it wasn't going to measure up to Game of Thrones, but it's right up there. This is shaping up to be a classic.
I don't know. I won't go there. I'm going to see how they stick the landing. But this season finale.
You think Spider-Man was a classic?
No.
Okay,
It was
good.
great. It was great, but it was not a classic.
I was going to call out that.
Hey, man. Hey, don't try to tug on my cape, man. You know Spider-Man the GOAT, B. Yeah. The GOAT. 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 He wear the same colors as Michael Jordan. And don't you argue it. GOAT.
I won't argue with that.
Somebody else that was doing some GOAT work, Roxton. Old boy Roxton didn't really do much this season, but he was hemming up your boy Prince Damon. Well, King Corset Damon, or whatever you want to call it, whatever his title is.
What's his name that was putting the beats on Damon? I ain't never seen Damon get the beats put on him.
Well, the first time we saw Damon in episode 1 of the first season, he had lost that. I don't know if Damon was even taking that serious. He might have been drunk, but he had lost that jousting match with Kristen Cole. Kristen Cole was finna end his shit, but Damon got bent over and spanked. This whole little one-on-one against Roxton.
Damon wasn't taking that serious. In a life or death, if they was really in them trenches, I'm gonna take Damon over Sir Kristen Cole. Kristen Cole kind of goofy. Damon is really like that.
No, he showed us plenty of times. At least all the crab feeders and all them people, they know Damon.
Damon got some bodies. Damon got bodies on the greens. He got bodies on the crab eaters. He got bodies on the Valerians.
Yeah, he done stacked a couple of. He really.
If Damon was in Chicago, he'd be a hood legend because he got a lot of bodies on a lot of hoods.
They had to be talking about him in all them drill songs.
But Kristen Cole said they're gonna sing songs about me. They will make drill songs about Damon. Everybody either gonna be dissing him or celebrating him. You know the ops got to diss him because they can't get up with him. So that's a bar right there.
Yeah, Roxton was beating his, I ain't gonna pause. He was beating his shit. Your boy JJ3, he said plot armor saved Damon because he was finna get ended. I definitely thought the saxophones was about to sing for him when he was walking through.
The saxophones were growing louder. My man picked up that sword and he about stood over Damon. Like that was gonna be a nasty death. It's one thing to die on your own 2 feet. It's another to get stood over. That's the ultimate disrespect. Damon was going to get stood over, but the dragon saved him. Dragons keep saving them Targaryens all through this show.
Not anymore, because we said last episode, didn't Queen Rhaenyra, she blowing a 6-1 dragon lead. She done blew it. And dragons is on.
Shorty is showing that she should not be sitting on that Iron Throne. And I was Team Rhaenyra, but the pressure is on and she melting. You over there catching high septum bodies. You don't body the civilians like that.
Listen, man, if I'm in the city, I'm hungry, I ain't had a decent meal in I don't know how long, I'm stinky, ain't no police out there, crime is running rampant, and then the Mayor Johnson, whoever, Mayor Lightfoot, Mayor Daley, they get up there in front of City Hall, they get to talking Latin and saying, I'm the prince that was promised. Boo, tomato.
You got to remember, This is Game of Thrones. Because ain't no way Rhaenyra will come in the Holy City and catch a body. You know what that Holy City is like in Chicago. Them high septums might pray to the Lord, but they not praying to that Lord. They Lord. The Lord in the Holy City in Chicago actually has guns and puts them in the hands. They not defenseless fools running around with Bibles.
No, man, like I said, that was a great episode. My boy, we spoke on a little bit last episode. Aegon, his arc. Listen, man, I've
Man,
been
your
Team
boy.
Black.
It sounds like you rooting for Aegon now.
Hey, man, I was Team Black all the way, but I mean, all the Greens are dead now, right? I mean, Otto, Orman.
Orman got it nasty. You know it's crazy when your op don't even care if he died. He just like what he did to you. Be clear, your arm is gone. You see the dragon fire coming. Man, those Starks is different. Those Starks is definitely different.
He not a Stark though. He from
He's
up
not-
north. He from the North Pole, but he not a Stark.
Right. That's not Kragan Stark, is it?
No, that's
Kragan is a young dude. Then he's one of the Greybeards. But
Right.
okay,
right. The Starks, the actual North Army hasn't even got there yet. This is just the Greybeards. They sent ahead early, dude.
okay, those are the Greybeards
Right,
that Kragan has.
right.
Okay,
I think dude from House Dustin. House Dustin. I don't not a major house in the north, but it's one of them real ones, as you saw.
I see. Would you be a
Yeah.
part of his Greybeard team?
No, I got
Okay.
shit to do. I got shit to do.
Them boys didn't even care about dying.
No, they said
Megan literally told him, "Are you ready to die for your queen today?" Buddy was like, "Yeah."
I've been waiting. I've been waiting. What's going down?
He saw my man's next to him get hit with an arrow, and kept on business. Ran straight towards the wall.
No, best part is I said best part of the episode when Aegon slapped his brother. Second best part of the episode when old boy, dude, we talking about Roddy Dustin. That kid hit him in his leg.
Caught a kid body right to the
Hey.
face. Like, I listen. If push come to shove, I'm gonna lay something down. Even if you 9, 10 years old, war is war, and if you on that battlefield, you grown. But I'm not gonna split your face open. You're gonna at least have a open casket. I might strangle the little kid out, put him in a sleeper hold, and then choke him out, strangle him. But is people gonna be able to look at his? You can't even look at that little kid's body. He got it right to the face.
Hey, I rewinded that like 6, 7 times, and kept watching it. I'm like, oh, he was deadly with that one. Hey, when he went to 10, he stayed on 10. He not calming down for nothing. He was on business when he got over that castle wall. I respect it, but like you was asking, if I'm no longer Team Black, all the Greens are dead. I mean, it's now just Targaryen on Targaryen. It's dragon against dragon. I'm like,
Well, Darren is still alive, and so was a little dude that had Lord Corlys hemmed up. They still alive, but are they technically Greens?
I wouldn't call Darren a Green. I mean, his last name is Targaryen, even though he was raised in the Old Town. But I'm gonna associate him with the Targaryens, at least that side of the Targaryens, the East Side Targaryens.
Right. Okay.
South Side Targaryens, they about done. I mean, I know how to. We all know how the story ends. It's stacking that way, easy. But the TV shows in the off season have definitely kept us together. House of Dragon was cold. I was into Pluribus, Invincible. You weren't even on that one yet, but it was cold. The Flies, Rooster, not X-Men 97. That shit been whack all season. But yeah, the off season is time to end. We got a preseason game this weekend, Q. Training camp it's been real intense. Like how you said, Damon is stacking bodies. Training camp is stacking bodies for the Bears too. Braxton Jones, he's down. We talked about Kobe Bryant last week. He's down. We got some more injury news on top of him too. Luther Burton, down. Lost for the remainder of the preseason camp. Of the last week of training camp, biggest issue. Is training camp too hard?
Losing weight is one thing, but looking and feeling your best this summer, that's the real goal. That's why Weight Loss by Hims now offers the FDA-approved Wegovy pill and Wegovy pen. Wegovy is designed to help you lose weight and keep it off, so you can show up this summer feeling like yourself. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/FFSN to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/FFSN, hims.com/FFSN. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information and restrictions, visit hims.com. That's HIMS.com/FFSN, hims.com/FFSN.
Back to school is busy enough. The last thing you need is shopping that makes it harder. Whether you're moving into a dorm, your first apartment, or just getting organized for the semester, Wayfair makes it easy to get everything you need in one place. Furniture, bedding, storage, decor, study essentials, all at prices you'll love, with fast shipping before move-in day. Get everything you need for back-to-school season. Shop Wayfair.com today.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Back to school is busy enough. The last thing you need is shopping that makes it harder. Whether you're moving into a dorm, your first apartment, or just getting organized for the semester, Wayfair makes it easy to get everything you need in one place. Furniture, bedding, storage, decor, study essentials, all at prices you'll love, with fast shipping before move-in day. Get everything you need for back-to-school season. Shop Wayfair.com today.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
So we've seen in the past under former Bears coaches like Dick Duran, Matt Nagy, we said training camp was too soft, Eberflus, and that the team got off to slow starts, especially on the Eberflus. I don't know if training camp is too hard. I think the sport is just physical, and there's nothing you can do to avoid these losses. Kobe Bryant got hurt in a one-on-one. Yeah, they were padded, but it's not like it was a one-on-one blocking drill or a one-on-one tackling drill. It was a one-on-one. I don't think there's much you can do to prevent that. You got to play football at the end of the day. To play football, you got to prepare for football. They were in football situations. Yes, the Bears do run a physical training camp. They tackle to the ground, but I'm going to err on the side of no, it's not too physical. You're just having some unlucky things. And during the course of the season, injuries will happen. Hopefully, this is where the bulk of our injuries are happening.
There are a lot of fans, Bear fans, the non-meatheadiest fans of the NFC North, because I think Lions, Green Bay, Minnesota, their fans are a lot more meatheady than the Bears are.
Of course. The Bears have a meathead section. I mean, you got to.
It's a very large meathead section. You're right.
You got to remember, not even a year ago, there was a large part of our fan base, a shameful part of our fan base, who should convert to Packer fans, that were declaring their fealty to Tyson Bagent and trying to bend the knee to Bagent. House Bagent. When the true king, Caleb Williams, has been the anointed by the high septum since he was drafted.
You're
Prince
right.
of a promise.
You are so right. I've not forgot any of that. And majority of that section is now talking about maybe Ben Johnson needs to cool it on some of these practices. And you are 1,000% correct. Football is football. The only thing you are assured while playing football is that somebody's going to get hurt. You're not assured of nothing. Injuries are part of the bargain that you make when you step on that field. Somebody will get hurt. You enjoyed our season last year, right? We had 11 wins, playoff win. Ben Johnson could have won Coach of the Year. We was this close away from being in the championship game. We had a lot of good things going last year. And the thing that set the tone for last season was stepping on that field in camp and actually getting to work. Physical practices. We came into the season ready to go. Even though by week 2, we had Ben Johnson come out there and say, again, this team doesn't have championship practice habits. right? That's what he said week 2. And we teed up from that point on. Championship practice habits do not turn on and off. Every time you lace them up, put the helmet on, you step out there ready to better yourself. Nothing you do in life, unless you take it 100% serious, will you have success out of it. If you want to be a good football player, you got to have good practice habits. And the Bears have established under this Ben Johnson regime that bad practice habits, soft practice habits will not be a part of the story. We started off Miami's descent into rebuilding when we whipped their ass up and down the field in August. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And if some starters got to get hurt in the process, that's the price of doing business. I'm sorry. But while we're talking about it, Kobe Bryant, last week, it was reported. It didn't come from the Bears. And I think we kind of like skipped over that part. It didn't come from the Bears that he's going to be gone 8 to 10 weeks. It came from Adam Schefter, who I'm not going to do too much on Adam Schefter right now. We don't have enough time. But he gets his info from, unnamed sources within teams. We know he talks to people high up. We know where he gets his news from.
Clearly, Schefter is no longer the master of whispers.
Because he was all the way wrong. Ben Johnson said a little bit, maybe late last week that he doesn't know where we got the 8 to 10 week prognosis from because that doesn't make any sense. And it's been reported today, maybe an hour or so ago, Kobe Bryant had surgery, out 4 to 6 months.
That could be the entire season.
Mm.
Ben Johnson said more. He said he's going to be hurrying like hell to be getting, back on the field late in the season for us. I think there is a possibility, but we're looking at Kobe Bryant. We were looking at best case scenario, 8 to 10 weeks, that late Indian summer, fall weather, just got a long sleeve. We're not going to see Kobe before the first snowfall.
With this, I spoke last week about, I think obviously it puts your defense in a worse position because he was a vital piece to the offseason, for your offseason plan. He was a vital piece for the defensive plan going into next season. And he's a vital piece in helping the number 1 draft pick, Dylan Thieneman, help him get situated, get acclimated to the league. You need that. You need that veteran presence to help you know how to do things. And Dylan Thieneman, we'll talk about him a little bit, be getting his ass whipped all camp. Yeah, so it's concerning, especially when you think about how we did not improve our pass rush. The back half of our defense was supposed to be the strength. And now in addition to Kobe Bryant being gone for possibly the whole season, Kyler Gordon, still no update on him. And you know how that goes with Bears how they do injury reports. No update on him. Tariq Stevenson, he got tied up with Luther Burden, and he supposedly he's okay. But right now, you're down Kyler Gordon and Kobe Bryant. We are sure that one of them won't be week 1. We could probably assume that the other one won't be there for week 1 too, right? Just based on how things have gone in the recent history.
Yeah, I don't anticipate seeing Kyler Gordon in week 1 this season. We haven't even seen him debut in practice yet. It's August 11th. They play football within 30 days. He's not even on the field, and he's nowhere near a ramp up. So I'm not going to write him into my week 1 ambitions.
All of that sucks because we're talking about injuries and it's overshadowing some good things that are happening on the defensive side. Jalen Johnson has had a great camp so far, but no one's really talking about that because, again, Kyler Gordon and Kobe Bryant is gone, but they did go ahead and sign Xavier Woods. Al Harris brought him in. They worked together, I believe, in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. How do you think he fits into this system?
I think you're getting a veteran guy who still has enough in the tank to make a difference. I think Xavier Woods was a good pickup. Your secondary is down a young vet in Kobe Bryant. You're going to need somebody to hold the fort down. Xavier Woods, at the very least, provides you depth and possibly a starter, and he allows you flexibility. Now with Cam Lewis, you don't have to maybe play him out of position as a strong safety. You can move him back to that nickel spot. So it gives you depth, it gives you options, it gives you flexibility. I like the move. I called for a veteran safety to be signed last time we were on the show, and they responded. I think this was a good move.
I like it. Between him and PJ and Cam Lewis, it's a good Band-Aid.
And hopefully you get Elijah Hicks back soon, too.
That would be great. Getting Elijah Hicks back soon will be a great step in the right direction for the secondary. Hopefully Jalen Johnson returns back to all-pro level. That will be even better. But we definitely need some other guys to step up. Javon Dexter, Montez. Your boy Vanderberg is now getting first-team reps on the line. They can't ignore the kid no more. When you come out there, again, when you have winning practice habits, it gets shown. And then you get rewarded. That's the type of stuff they want to see, man. I mean, you got any thoughts on Vanderberg coming from what? He was a 6th-round draft pick, right?
6th-round pick. He played at Penn State before. I like Vanderberg. I don't know if he's going to be the answer for the pass rush, but with him playing that interior and doing what he's doing in camp, if he could do that on game day, that would be a big boost for Booker and Sweat. The thing that our defensive interior missed last year, besides getting sacks, Javon Dexter, I think he finished with 5.5, 6 sacks. That's not bad for a defensive tackle. That's not my issue with Javon Dexter or Grady Jarrett. It's not the sack total. It's the disruption. Tommy Harris was a master. When Tommy Harris was at his best, before he hurt his hamstring, it was him being the disruptive force at the line of scrimmage, throwing linemen around, getting penetration deep in the backfield and stopping the lineman from pulling. And that leads to the running back getting stopped 3-4 yards in the backfield. Jordan Vanderberg is exactly what we've been missing. He's exactly what he's been missing. He's the type of defensive tackle that Grady Jarrett was in his career, early in his Atlanta career when he was a Pro Bowler. So my thoughts on Jordan Vanderberg is I really want to see this kid get an opportunity. I'm excited about him getting first-team reps. I'm all for it. We need a disruptive force. We need a guy who is going to get the quick step, who is going to not allow linemen to get their hat in the right place, get them turned to the side. We need this type of guy. So great find by Ryan Poles. I'm excited. He's one of the guys I'm circling for Saturday that I really want to see in preseason.
Along with Vanderberg, we can only hope that Javon Dexter, your boy Sewell, Tez, and Dale.
He's had a good camp too. Dale's got a really good camp.
Hopefully all this stuff manifests its way to a better than expected pass rush and ground defense. Because the plan, being a secondary-led defense, is not off to a good start. So, fingers crossed. But another way you can help the defense, have a top-tier offense. Be the greatest show on the lakefront. Not the greatest show on turf because the Bears play on some bullshit grass, but the greatest show on the lakefront. With the offense, Luther Burden, he's hurt right now. He's going to miss all the preseason with a groin injury. Is this a big or little deal?
Big, especially knowing the Bears' history with transparency on injuries. Missing a preseason, that doesn't tell us that he's going to definitely be back for week 1. So this is like the Kobe Bryant. They just said missing preseason. So they've automatically assessed that this injury is severe enough that we won't see Luther Burden for the next 4 weeks. They've already assessed that. They haven't told us that he's locked down to be in week 1. And the thing about with groin injuries with receivers, it can really affect a guy like Luther Burden. Luther Burden is a shifty guy. He's quick in and out of his routes. He's quick when he gets the ball in his hands. He's explosive. The thing I worry about with Luther Burden is the deceleration at the top of the route with that groin. If you ever had a groin injury, one of the things you notice, it's not like a hamstring where you have a hard time getting going, building up your speed. With the groin, you can build the speed. It's when you got to make those cuts that it really bothers you. It's when you got to decelerate at the top of the route or change speeds. That's when you feel that groin. That's when you feel that muscle pull. That could be big for a receiver because even when you get clear, that could still linger. So that's my worry with Luther Burden. Groin injuries are a tough thing for skill position players. Jalen Johnson, what was his injury? It was abductor at one point, but I think it started with the groin. And we see how that ended.
Mm-hmm. Him getting married.
That too.
The thing that concerns me is that it's another soft tissue injury for Luther. We've seen a lot of soft tissue injury issues with the secondary in general, with our skill position players. But for Luther Burden in general, this is This is summer number 2, soft tissue injury. The thing you mentioned about the Bears and their transparency with injuries, especially during the summer, is never why we sticking with the offense. We can go all the way back to what Rome said during minicamp about how his foot is deformed, looking like Aegon and his dragon, all mismanaged and what. You don't, and the media ran with that. And then he comes back to training camp, he walks it back saying, I misspoke and I'm good. I was just saying, it's just a new normal. It was just a turn of phrase. Maybe it is, or maybe it ain't. Maybe the Bears told him, hey, don't say that. Go walk it back because they don't want you to know too much about what they got going on. I cannot trust anything coming out of Hallis Hall as it relates to injuries anymore. You got that Rome thing. You had the whole summer last year with Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson. We had no idea when they was going to play. It wasn't until we didn't even know they were hurt until they got to camp. Day one. TJ Edwards, another one. It's just a continuing story of just they just spring up hurt and then we get a blank answer about what the timetable is. This whole Kobe Bryant thing again. It came out 8 to 10 weeks. We know Schefter and Ian Rappaport. We know they got it from someone in the Bears facility. It came from somebody. Somebody with intimate knowledge told them that. I don't believe they just can't pull it out their ass. No, they don't do that. They're not that unscrupulous.
And they don't need to create stories in a position they're in. They don't need the clicks. Schefter has been at the top. He's been at the top of the business for years, so he doesn't need to throw mud at the wall and hope it sticks.
Right. It's just concerning that the injuries itself is less concerning than how we deal with the reporting around it. I know the Bears don't have to give us anything until after camp. They don't have to actually start reporting on injuries correctly until the 53-man roster chop down day, which is in a couple of weeks. But it continues to be an issue for the team. Also, but going back to Luther Burden in particular, this is just he was supposed to be the breakout guy. We was expecting him. How many times did we say in the offseason, Q, that he gonna have a full offseason? A full offseason to ramp up and go into the season with a head of steam. Now you have a 1 month setback. He had been having a great camp. He had been having a great offseason. The breakout speculation on him was fueled by what he did last year and what he was doing in the summer. I mean, you can look at it 2 ways: glass half full, glass half empty. One, he doesn't have to show anymore. He can just cool out and be ready for week 1. That's glass half full. Glass half empty it is still a setback. I mean, because you're not sharpening iron with the guys that's still on the field. If you're not practicing best on best, team 1 on defense versus team 1 on offense, neither one is getting better. The replacement's getting better because he's getting reps, but the defense ain't getting better because they ain't seeing Luther. And Caleb ain't getting better because he ain't seeing Luther. It's not all what we need right now. You know what I'm saying? But to the point, it could have been worse. And let's hope that even though the Bears are not very forthcoming with injury reporting, let's hope that this one actually is not worse than what is actually first reported.
All I heard you say in that long rant is that we're going to run a lot of 12 and 13 personnel and going to be pounding Carolina into submission like Team Black did those walls when they went into Tumbleton. That's all I heard.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, speaking of that, Sam Roush, he had been decent up until this point, but now he's starting to show flashes out there. He's getting a lot more first team reps. He's
yeah. You're going to need to. You're down a receiver. You're down on the depth chart. So Ja'Day Walker moves up. Khalif Raymond moves up. That tight end room that you hype up, now you're going to get to see how good they are, because right now, without Luther Burden, your wide receiver core is a little suspect. You got Rome, who we expected with the ascent of Luther Burden. We expected Rome to be the number 2 guy. Now you got him as your number 1. So, of course, he's going to be drawing the best corner. There was a time last year when Rome was your number 3. DJ Moore and Luther were 1 and 2. So now Rome isn't getting the 3rd best corner. He's getting the best corner. First week, J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn just got extended last year, put together another Pro Bowl year. He's considered one of the best corners in the league. And he's a guy that could play man. Now, DJ Moore has spanked him in the past, but DJ Moore is further ahead as a receiver in his craft than Rome is. So now you're moving the depth chart, and that's where it gets concerned because you already lost wide receiver one from last year, DJ Moore, and you were hoping Luther Kent ascends. So that's where the concern lies. Bumping everybody up a spot on depth chart. The unofficial depth chart was released today.
Where was Braxton?
Tie in a three-way tie, a threesome.
A tackle throuple.
That's a 900 plus pounds of threesome.
Disgusting.
I don't know where you lie on your threesome experience, but if there's 900 pounds in that threesome, I pass.
Sweaty room.
A musty and musky room. What is your suitable weight for a threesome, including your weight? You're in there.
Total weight of 5'10".
5'10". Okay, so you're doing a pair of 140 pounders.
Your mouth to God's ears.
You're gonna offend some listeners, but that's what you do best. I'm gonna be a little lenient. I'm 185, 190. We can be 5. We could be 530 to 550.
Braxton Jones, he had the upper leg, so to speak, on the left tackle job. He had the experience. He's had the most starts out of all the guys who he's competing with, Jedrick Willis and the Canadian Eagle and Kyra Amagaji. But he went ahead and got hurt again last week in a one-on-one drill with Austin Booker. Now he's out with another knee injury. While he's out, Kyra Amagaji and Jedrick Willis, they have stepped up to split the first team reps. Neither one has been super impressive to really make a bin to just throw away Braxton, right? But we can talk about that and you can be woe is me about what's going on with the left tackle situation because that sounds very distracting.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
What is that?
Ozzy Trapillo coming.
The mountain's on the way.
The mountain is on the way. Surprising news to me. From Ben Johnson's mouth to Bears fans' ears to Caleb Williams' blindside ear. On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised are you to hear that? Him say that Ozzy Trapillo would be getting removed from the PUP list, not at the end of the year, at the end of training camp.
Did he say will or did he say could?
Maybe my heart wanted to hear will. Maybe he said could, but either or, could getting removed from the PUP list after having a ruptured patella tendon in this calendar year. Remember, end of the season, but this was in 2027 in the second to last drive against the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
That was not on my bingo card.
Not
even for a smaller guy. Not even for a corner who, or a receiver or a tight end who's lighter on their feet, doesn't have as much weight on their knees. A guy 6'8", 320.
Mm-hmm.
I am pleasantly and extremely shocked, and I need to see this with my own 2 eyes.
Ryan Poles.
I need to see it with my own 4 eyes. Sorry.
Ryan Poles talked about it. There's a plan. Let me get his quote. There is a plan to start mapping out a return for him and possibly getting in some padded practices at the end of training camp or early September. So, and your people are always bad-mouthing science and medical advancement. How about that? Stick that in your pipe and smoke. Should have been, because I have wrote him off. I didn't expect him to play this year. But look at me, stupid. Wrong. Put the clown makeup on.
Well, this is a good time to be wrong. This is a good time to be wrong.
We need this. We got enough bad news going on. We got Kobe Bryant out for potentially the whole season. We got Luther Burden down the rest of August. We got Renera blowing a 6-1 Dragon lead. And you got men trying to play in the WNBA. We need this. Despite all the optimism on Ozzy, it's probably still going to really take that with extreme caution. Even though Ryan Post said that they're mapping out a plan to start working him back into the fold towards the end of this month and maybe early next month, I still wouldn't expect to see him, I guess, activated at least at the earliest. If let's say he starts practicing after cut down. That's August 27th, I believe. Let's say he starts practicing then. I wouldn't expect to see him activated, ready to go till at least October. I think that would be best case scenario.
If you told me Ozzy Trapillo's activated in October, I would expect him to start ramping up practice maybe September. I would expect him to be full game speed by November and at his best by December in the playoffs. That would be a win for me. The guy is 23 years old, a huge, huge man, and your bookends in this offense are 6'8", 330-pound Ozzy Trapillo, 6'5", 330-pound, 320-pound Darnell Wright, coming to 30-degree weather on December. No defensive line wants to stand in front of that. Them big guys hitting you all game long, that's a win. We see Ozzy Trapillo anytime before November, I'm a happy Bears fan.
Yeah, because that's still a month ahead of schedule. So I mean,
the injury he suffered is what is you can literally expect a full calendar year before he comes back. Remember, we were evaluating the kid that the Chiefs took at the end of the first round last year, Simmons, and we both love this tape. But we said he just got hurt, I believe, in December or January, same time Ozzy Trapillo did. And we said, no way this kid is going to start the season. We said you might see him. And I think I take that back. I think he got hurt in November. Yeah, he got hurt earlier than Trapillo. He got hurt in October, November. We said there's no way he's going to start the season. So you take that with a grain of salt that he's going to punt half the rookie year. The Chiefs got him in. Remember, he didn't start playing until a year later. So, and he was a very good rookie, but you didn't have him. The Chiefs didn't have him for the first few weeks of the season.
With all the injuries going on, Q, like I said, we haven't been able to really focus on Jalen Johnson having a great camp, Caleb Williams having a great camp, Colston Loveland having a great camp. There's been a lot of successes so far, but going into this first preseason game, based on all the injuries we already had racked up, we got the joint practice coming up later on this week. I remember we talked about it last week. We want to see the starters play at least 2 series. I know I said that, at least 2 series. Do you want to scale that back a little bit?
So this first preseason game, I don't need to see them. We got joint practice coming up. Second preseason game, I'd like to see them for a series or 2. That's it.
Yeah.
At this point, let's save our bullets for the regular season. Third preseason game is, where guys are trying to make the team. Yeah. Second preseason game, that's all I want to see. I think that a good coach and a good planner, I think what makes a good coach is the ability to adjust. And I think we're seeing injuries like this transpire, you got to adjust your plan. Even if you plan on playing a little bit more preseason, be a little bit more physical, you got to be cognizant of what's going on. And I think you got to make an adjustment. I think you do got to scale it back just a little bit.
All of this, hopefully, let's just hope this is a minor speed bump in the Bears offseason as we can ramp up and get ready to go out there and make a championship run, possibly win the NFC, because I would hate that this team jumped out the window like Helena.
Well, the good thing is our leader is better than the leader that's in King's Landing right now. And Damon may be a lot of things, but he's no fool. When Raniero was breaking down, looking like Matt Eberflus out there, not knowing what to do, Damon said, this is your test. That's all this is. This is the Bears' test right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be tests and challenges to the throne. That's what Damon was trying to convey to Raniero. Stop whining. This is not an easy thing. You're not guaranteed to have the easy path for Sarah's had. You're going to have challenges. Deal with it.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the Shy, we say 3 things. Bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.